going here, Vertigo. I'm so
T-Rex.
sorry. You exist in a different plane of existence in terms of this punch. I'm so sorry, Vertigo.
No, because I'm just describing it, man. Like you said,
Alright.
like very good long reach, but you can't reach anything near you. So like you have like a T-Rex if they have long arms and tiny feet, because they have giant feet and tiny arms.
All right, you know what? Let's start with the T-Rex analogy.
But,
Zion, speaking about reach, looking at that Ruby. Ruby is something that, you know, if I'm not mistaken, Ryan plays to great success as well. It's a massive big hook, big CCs, even though they do have the time journey for the side of Latte to kind of counteract that. But you don't want to give too much CCs. Now, Revival, this is a very late game draft coming out from side of Revival.
Yeah.
You know, Uranus going towards the later parts of the game. Not only just you can use him as a tank, you can use him to cut waves and effectively cut up to 2 or 3 waves if you're really good at the Uranus.
I mean, a Uranus is getting countered by Esmeralda though, so that's free shield cutting to a certain extent. So we can see how Mango actually wins against Ryan here on the Esmeralda. But yep, the Poopo and Koopa, like you said, gets picked up, and Azura X is gonna go for their Lunox. And to round it off, we have the team for ultimate healing right there with the Estes. QDX Love going on the Estes with the ultimate healing. So Uranus with the consecration, so much healing coming out already with the hybrid regen on the support emblem, and QDX Love to provide even more healing.
This is the
team.
Yeah, this is the 4th time in MPL Singapore for Lunox being pick or ban, right? For the side, this time around, Zion, this Lunox will be crucial in finding that Uranus, but I'm looking at the STC, this burst healing coming out for the side of Revival. Oh boy, what a match.
This is going to be intense, man, and that Lunox, I feel that this Lunox has a very good high burst potential. I mean, there is a special combo for Lunox for you to go in, instantly burst any squishy heroes. But with that said and done, let's go to match number 3. JAYZ, SCRUBBYCHEEKS, please take it away.
Here we are. This is all it comes down to. One last game between Zion Esports and Revival. Who will be the one to emerge victorious between these two who have played out of their minds for the past 2 games? We are here. Game number 3. Zion on the blue and Revival on the red.
QDX Love on this Estes. There's always this problem when I go into, you know, pub games or ranked games. Like the Estes being picked up, but it's always like, you know, your jungler is not tanky. As someone from the side is not tanky. You're like basically 4+1, excluding the XP laner. Your burst, Estes needs to heal a tank. That's how, you know, you try to out sustain the damage coming off of Zion. And now, you know, Revival, not only just they have the sustain on the Estes and the Akai, they also have this big bursty long-range big bursty damage from the side of Peace and Swirled. Zion, I think they need to try to find the dive from. It's up to Vanix with a Paquito to try to quickly get up to speed to shut down Revival in the early parts of the game.
It's going to be tough, right? Because like you said, the healing on the side of Revival, what they're looking to do is really to keep their team together, to heal the team with the Uranus, with the Estes, and in the meantime, they also have the ability to get in and out of fights. Peace can keep outputting that DPS. Swirled, yes, is skill-based, but he has a combo that can keep resetting every few seconds as well. On the other hand, Zion, the moment they go in, that's pretty much it, save for the damage from SUPERGIRL. Azura X at least has that burst damage. Mango goes in with the falling star mode. It's very, very committal.
Yeah, Revival, if they really want to do this, I think just have to be careful about how Zion plays this dive comp, right? Estes needs to be kept alive as possible. Peace and Swirled, your second 2 members. But looking at how Revival is going to do this, if they really want to send the Uranus to cut the waves like what they're doing right now, going into team fights, I really want to see them using Akai as the main feature, but Mango jumping in.
Yep, LY4 looking like he's already secured the Lord. Actually, Vanix with those fast hands secures that with the Retribution, and it goes away of Zion. And this time, Revival, they lose such an important lead that they had.
And not only just that, Peace off the other side of the map gets taken down. SUPERGIRL hits level 4, way on point. Zion, you know, Revival start to grow hands. Zion is starting to put them back into their body.
Oh my goodness, this is so devastating for Revival. You thought you had it. LY4 reached it all the way to his side as well. And like you said, Peace going down one death so far isn't going to look good for him. Right now, they're using the opportunity to pressure him even more into his turret. So once again, game number 3, and still Peace has not seen a lot of peace.
Yeah, Peace right now. I think Zion putting a lot of pressure up top this time around. The turtle will be at up top. LY4 already there, looking for some nice juicy ganks. Does not have the heavy spin for now. Okay, just as I said, he has it right now. But there you go, the traps. The Popo and Koopa, this is where, you know, Zion really shines. But what I really want to see is, you know, Latte spending more time elsewhere on the map, you know, securing more leads. But looking at how Zion Revival are playing their XP lane, Mango's on the wrong side of the map. Uranus also Ryan is also on the wrong side of the map.
That's the right side of the map.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
For both of them, it's
I
the
haven't
correct
casted
side
for
of the
Uranus
map.
game for a long time.
That being said, though, you can see even though they're proxying, it's really it's down to who does it faster, right?
Yep.
Because when you can join your fights faster, it's definitely going to help give an edge to the team. And just Azura X hanging around and making sure that Ryan does not rotate to help as well. So really helping to provide that vision right now, potentially setting up for something at the bottom as well.
Yeah, Zion, I think they really need to up the aggression right here. Their draft shines in the mid part of the game, especially when Azura X has already hit level 6 by now. Should be able to do a lot of damage against Ryan. Someone needs to answer towards Ryan from the side of Zion. Someone needs to answer towards Mango from the side of Revival. But here we go. The turtle has spawned. Both these two teams look to contest.
Yeah, LY4 does have the heavy spin, so he can pop that.
Azura
and
X.
here you go. Pins actually Azura X instead of Vanix. So will he still be able to secure that? The Retribution has used, but again, it goes the way of Vanix. And now Zion press on the advantage. Everything has been spent on the side of Revival, and still they don't get this objective.
They don't get this objective as well. Azura X will jump into the Brilliance to get out of dodge. Had Swirled land down another bad impact. That would be the death of him, but there are a lot of pressure on top side. Supergirl wins the lane. Peace right now looking to rotate over to the safer parts of the map, but then again it gets a little bit messy. But let's take a look at the emblems coming out. Something interesting to know for the side of Vanix going for the killing spree because of the long sustain. Usually it is, you know, Paquito recently going for high and dry because you want to go in, secure that kill very quickly, walk out. But knowing that they need to deal with, you know, the burst hitting from the side of QTX Love, you need more sustainability. Weapon Master for Supergirl wants to get the most bang for the buck, especially in the early parts of the game where, you know, every single item is a massive power spike as compared to the counterpart. Mystery Shock for Swirled is interesting. Maybe getting the Clock of Destiny faster is beneficial, especially for Swirled to get the stacks going in for the Clock of Destiny quickly.
Yeah, right now Revival, I mean, they're playing behind. They're playing a little bit behind, right? And it's going at a slower pace, I think, even compared to Game 2. So now on the bottom side, we can see them rotating, having to protect this bottom tier turret. Again, Peace being forced to swap the lanes a little bit, and Zion is responding really quickly to that.
Yeah, Zion's responding really quickly. I agree with you, SCRUBBYCHEEKS, but hold on a second. It's gonna be Zion trying to commit for that, but there's always this QDX Love, you know, constantly healing up Peace, but they're gonna have to commit.
Yeah, Vanix goes in for the flank, immediately melts down Peace. Nowhere for him to go. Together with that, they also get this tier 1 turret. So both the top and bottom have been stripped of those defenses in time for this turtle that's going to pop up on the top as well.
Yeah, let's take a look at the items right now, right? Looking at Hunter Strike for the side of Vanix already, that is a big, massive item to relocate and continue on. On top of the movement speed bonus gain you get from the Hunter Strike, on top of the killing spree, you will be able to chase down key crucial targets, such as even, for example, Peace earlier just now, but the turtle has spawned right here as LY4 gets strength all the way back. LY4 looking for the spin, but LY4 is getting too much damage.
Azura X pinned by LY4, and he's going to be able to take the credit for that, but the rest of Zion come in crashing onto him. Supergirl gets the credit for that, and all this time, Vanix was on the objective as well. So Zion once again emerging top, leveraging this opportunity that they have and making the best use of it.
Yeah, making the best use. I agree. Peace at the bottom side, taking down the turret instead, while Revival is while Zion is focusing on taking down these turtles. Revival doesn't need to handshake these early game fights. Revival just need to hunker down all the way to 15 minutes. That's where Swirled starts to pick up an item. As long you look at his kill score right now, KDA right now, 0-0-1. He's not that. As long as he stays in lane, he's actually gaining stacks, and that's what Revival desperately needs going into the later parts of the game.
Yeah, I think that was great, right? For
Yep.
Peace to also be able to stay at the bottom lane and farm up, because I think
That's
he is still actually 2 levels down below of SUPERGIRL. So it's not great for him to be able to play from behind. Like you said, he in the previous game, he lacked the items that he was supposed to get, didn't have the power spikes on the damage. But the moment he had it, that was when it started to change the game. Down bottom, Vanix actually gets 1 up on Ryan, falls as a result of that, and Zion pushing again the objective game.
Yeah, the best part about what Zion did, they reacted towards Ryan, right? Knowing that Ryan was trying to cut a wave or basically try to push down the bottom lane, Zion sends 2 all the way down to deal with it. Uranus can be easily countered by burst damage, something that Mango technically can do, but more importantly, Vanix can definitely fulfill that role. Another thing that we also have to point out is, you know, Zion right here has the clean bottom lane against Revival. Revival, on the other hand, I think they just need to try to hold it down, but not to lose too much structure, especially around the mid lane. But as, you know, the side lanes gets taken down by Zion, they will start to encroach the mid lane as the Lord has spawned right now for Zion to take.
They can try to encroach on the mid lane, but right now there's a lot of priority and control going over the way of Zion. Top and bottom cleared. Bottom has 2 turrets gone as well. So this really offers them the opportunity to start on this Lord here. But you know that Revival wants to take as much as they can. They have to be careful though. It's huge reliance on these ultimates like LY4's Heavy Spin.
Yeah, LY4 has been spin, speaking about which it will be used. Mango is in no man's land right here. Latte leading the charge. Bad Impact starting hurt. Ryan chasing him down. Time Journey activated.
Yep, Ryan goes down. It's gonna be the Lord that's in favor of Zion though, so will they manage to take it or will LY4 try to steal this one? He still has the Retribution, but he doesn't have the Heavy Spin available, so they're gonna have to make the sneaky play here. But Azura X gets bursted down on the side of Revival, and it's gonna be still Revival trading 2-1 in favor, I think, of Zion since they got the objective.
Yeah, Zion gets the objective, but you're starting to see Revival starting to grow fangs. The damage coming out from Swirled and pieces starting to come online. This feels like a replay earlier just now when Revival start to get the edge. They become a little bit confident in terms of the pathing with QDXL behind and supporting them. But Zion was the one that still gains that objective. Revival has been focusing too much on kills in my opinion. I think they need to try to play the macro game like how Zion is playing against them.
They did lose that turret in the mid though, so Zion also being chipped away slowly by Revival on their defenses. That being said, they have the Lord coming down the bottom side here, so it's up to them to make the best use of it. Mango again setting himself up, falling Star Moon into the front line of Swirled here, but a bad impact immediately popped to fend him off, so that's one huge ultimate baited from the side of Swirled. Doesn't have that for the next engage.
And not only just that, right? Zion was the one that actually loses more resources. Not only just Mango. Okay, Mango's ultimate came back just online, but Latte's time journey is not available anymore going to the next team fight. LY4 does have that heavy spin. Latte used a time journey right at the edge to allow Mango to get away safely to try to buy some time. I think that was a miscommunication coming out from Zion. I think Mango needs to slow it down. Not too greedy, do not try to fight. Revival looking to try to push the mid lane in, but Swirled is right there, landing down the bad impact, clearing the waves, getting the stacks he needs.
Yeah, even though it's used defensively, it's still very effective to clear the lanes and to make sure that it forces a retreat from Zion. And not to mention, there's also the healing. Again, one more falling Star Moon in the backline of Revival. LY4 tries to go in to the front. They lose Latte though, so it's a 4v5 now up against Revival, and they still don't get the objective. It's so hard for them from Revival.
Undeniable. We're not going to sugarcoat it. It's actually looking very bleak for Zion. Revival, yes, they lost quite a lot of structures, especially on the bottom side, but don't forget, Ryan as a Uranus is a one-man army. He can hold himself down against Zion. He's there just for bait, but he's not only just a bait. This bait can actually start to push down lanes, and before Zion commits to, you know, other places on the map, all of a sudden you have a Uranus in your base cutting 2 waves at once, and you have to respond to it, and this gives a lot of space for Revival to move around the map.
It's kind of like adding to their win condition, right? Yet even if I cannot get the team fights. I have that Uranus to be able to cut all the ways that I can and force you to basically play across the map and react to what I'm doing, making you, well, basically forcing a 4v5 play. That would be difficult for Zion given that they don't want any of their members, and especially not Mango, who's been the one initiating the fights, to be out of it.
A bit of a reaction coming up from Zion this time around. Mango not looking for the flanks. Both of these two EXP laners cutting the waves. This up to Zion versus Revival 4v4. But looking at the draft coming up from Zion, they don't really have a strong frontliner. It is Revival. They still do have LY4 as their Akai. Don't forget QDX Love constantly healing him up. Zion needs to overcommit a lot of damage into taking the LY4 before going into the backline. But same could be said over to the side of Revival as well. They can easily dive, they can easily bum rush you with, you know, the ultimate of QDX Love, and then just go towards your backline, Supergirl, and even Azura X.
And they're still going to emerge victorious on top of that, just because of the healing that QDX Love has available in his kit.
Yep.
Whereas on the side of Zion, they don't have that. I mean, the most they have, right, is Latte popping the time journey and coming back, Azura X with the brilliance as well. And Revival has been baiting that out so well.
Cooper gets taken down a little bit low, taking some damage from the Lord, but the Lord will get resetted. This Lord dance, like what Churros like to say, is getting pretty tense. Both these two teams, they don't really want to give that. Revival creating some pressure around the mid lane as well. Zion will respond with Mango all the way down bottom. It's up to Ryan to set it all the way up, but looking at Vanix trying to come in for the flank will get scouted out by LY4.
Yep, and now Zion taking the lead instead to create the pressure that they want to force Revival to clear up the waves. Mango causing some trouble in the mid lane and actually getting the bad impact away from Swirled. So maybe this is the time for Zion to be able to start thinking about pulling the trigger.
Yeah, but the problem is all the damage done by Mango gets denied by QDX. So look, Swirled is already back up. QDX Love is a portable base. As long as he's alive, Revival can mount this attack over and over and over again. It is Zion that's losing resources and HP, and they are forced to go back to the base, reset, and come back. And during this time going back and forth, they lose time, they lose map control, they lost a lot of priority. It's up to Zion to guard this Lord for now, but I'm not liking the chances as we're going into the 15-minute mark. Revival, Swirled does do a lot of damage, and Zion needs to start to respect that.
I think they do, and they're being really cautious around this Lord here, but they're pulling the trigger already, recognizing that Zion has less members than they desire. LY4 using that heavy spin, but he doesn't get the objective. The members of Zion, they're back. Mango going into the backline as well, trying to output damage onto Revival, but the healing again comes in to save them, and Revival now taking the higher ground onto the Lord.
Yeah, while Zion needs to go back and recall, Revival can mount the attack again. They're back in fighting form. 5v5 right here at the Lord. They're here to stay. They don't want to give the Lord over to Zion. It's up to how, you know, Vanix or how Mango actually find the flank, but Mango will be tight enough. But oh, that's a big pick off for the side of Zion.
Piece is down. Their key damage dealer is down. This is the pocket for Zion to quickly take this objective if they want to close the game fast. You can see they're around the Lord here, but they still have to be cautious. LY4 is here with the retribution, with the heavy spin, and the cooldowns are reset on Revival. This is intense.
This is intense. Revival, if they really want to make this, they have to put it. Vanix kicks out Ryan 4.
He's melted to the ground now. Revival is short of 2 members. LY4 goes in, but Vanix secures that with the retribution, and now they slay LY4, puts him down in the dirt. Zion, this is their advantage. If they want to quickly press it, they have to do so.
That whole Lord fight lasted for 2 whole minutes. Revival, patient, trying to bait Zion in. Bait Zion into an overcommitment, but it is Azura X that caught these. And then after that, Revival's whole damage just crumbled, and now Revival forced to defend.
Exactly what Revival did to them as well in the previous game, catching out SUPERGIRL just at the Lord and being able to take that objective. Just two teams taking leads out of each other's book, and you can see how costly each of these mistakes will be. Mid tier 2 turret goes down as well. The Lord is marching up to the bottom base turret, gone, and now Revival left standing on 2 base turrets, top and middle as well. Zion doesn't look like they're gonna give up at any moment.
Yeah, they do have the high ground. Swirled does a lot of damage. Desperately trying to wave clear, but there's a lore that penetrates the bottom side. It's up to Revival to try to hold. They do have 5 members, and now Zion has to pull the trigger.
Mango again goes in. The bad impact instinctively popped just to get rid of them, but Zion, it's a full retreat to make sure that they bait out all these ultimates.
Yeah, but not only just that, Zion got what they wanted. They take down the bottom side, they take down the mid. It's only the top side that's the sole standing bastion for the side of Revival. We thought they could actually take this game number 3, especially they do have a late game draft. This is where they should be able to shine, but the gold lead has started to show from the side in the favor of Zion.
Yes, I mean the gold lead, yes, they have it in favor. But the thing is, we've always talked about Revival's composition, right? You have to be aware of that damage. LY4 goes in. The healing is enough to keep him alive with that heavy spin. And now Zion, they try to counter aggress on this. Vanix takes so much damage. Has to back out of this though. Mango as well. The flank with the falling star moon. Will he shields keep him alive? No! It's gonna be Swirled that puts him completely away from that fight.
The stacks coming up from Swirled is starting to show Zion a major disrespect from the side of Mango on top of the damage of Revival. They will have to defend this with a 1 man down. Don't forget, Zion, they're fighting in a choke point. That's where, you know, Swirled will get massive returns on this bad impact, and now they are starting to take resources away from Zion to bolster their own defenses and bolster their own offense. Revival right now takes out another turret.
I mean, you talked about the gold lead, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they had a lead, but now they're slowly using that, choking Zion out of their farm and closing that gap as well. Creeps have short up to the mid-base turret of Zion as well, so Revival, this might actually be their shot. They're starting from scratch again. There is a Lord coming in 5 seconds, and this might just be the determining factor of the game.
Evolve Lord. Don't forget, Revival does have the better sieging units as well, and now Zion only just in well, except for the bottom lane, 2 base turrets left. Vanix trying to look for more. I don't really like this positioning coming off of Vanix. It's a little bit of an overcommitment. Don't forget, any damage that you do to Revival, if you don't put him down, they're gonna climb back to you like cockroaches.
He is hunting for Swirled though. That damage onto him, unfortunately, still had QDX left pocket healing him to make sure that he was alive. But you can see Revival, they have the confidence to take this one.
Yeah, stunning it down. Man, the Lord is already half HP. QDX is constantly healing up anyone that takes a bit of damage. But don't forget, Zion does have 2 open lanes. There's a lot of pressure on the top, and and the middle and the bottom lane. Revival needs to start to slowly respect. While Revival descending, Swirl all the way down to respawn. Ryan gets caught out of position. Will be able to jump back in safety. No one should go down for both of these 2 teams if they really want to secure the series.
I mean, now it's all about who pulls the trigger first. But before that, they have to control the map. If Zion keeps forcing the hand of Revival, for example, earlier on when Swirled went up to clear the waves, that could be their window of opportunity. But right now, though, again, Zion, they don't have that healing potential like Revival does. So it's very dangerous for them to keep baiting out ultimates or skills.
Baiting out skills and ultimates, I think really exactly what Zion or Revival wants to do. Revival needs to try to find a way to remove Latte's time journey, but speaking of ultimates, Mango jumping in on the backside, causing some havoc, but not enough to secure the deal for now. Zion will start the Lord as well. LY4 chasing, he does have the heavy spin. Latte as well with the time journey. The Lord gets taken down by Vanix, and now Zion will run away with the prize in the bag.
LY4 doesn't even pop the heavy spin, and Revival couldn't get into the pit in time, it seemed. And right now they have to defend against the minions coming up the top base turret, as well as this Lord marching down the mid.
Scrubs, I was expecting Revival to try to respond and try to fight, but Zion, their fast fingers, they are able to sneak the Lord away right in front of Revival. And this is something that, you know, Revival needs to try to defend. Don't forget, this is an evolved Lord. Scrubs, they need to defend this.
I don't know if they can. I mean, yes, they have a lot of ultimates. The heavy spin can come out as well, but it's really down to this last stance here. The Lord, though, gets quickly taken down. Revival still managing to keep their hold.
Revival, they don't want to go down without a fight. They do have most of the full items already, as you saw earlier just now when the item panel popped up. I think it's not about items anymore. It's about the positioning. It's about who pulled the trigger, who gets caught out of position. It's up to Azura X to find peace or use Swirled to grab Zion. You hope Zion makes a wrong mistake and then, you know, punish them with tons of bad impacts.
Let's talk about that last Lord fight, right?
Alright.
Because it seemed like Revival was really in place for it.
Yeah.
And I fully expected them to jump in.
Exactly.
They had almost all the ultimates up as well, with the heavy spin as well as the Blessing of the Moon Goddess. So I'm not sure what went wrong there.
I think Revival, I think the tunnel vision on top of Mango. Mango is always there. This unseen EXP laner just gives a lot of question mark over the side of Revival. Look at how Revival is pathing. They want to fight S5. Even Ryan, as the Uranus is sticking, you want Ryan to go around to try to cut the waves, but Revival is not allowing him. They need to fight S5. That's where, you know, they have the strongest strength. Now Zion, yes, I know they're spread out. If you notice the big concave that Zion has gone out, but if Revival catches any one of them with a 5-man stack, you better be sure that that's a dead Zion member.
I'm sure of that. And the thing is, it's so much harder for Zion to catch Revival off guard as well. Even if they do, they have the healing, that's number one. And right now, at this point of the game, most of them have immortalities.
Oh, no.
Especially, even Ryan has one. So you basically have to kill them 3 times in order to take down the team of Revival.
There's like, from this screen right now, there's 3 immortalities. You have to kill Revival 6 times. They'll come back. I don't want to use this pun. They'll revive again, and they'll heal back up to combat shape constantly with this QDX Love Estes. And now, you know, like I said, use Concave, Revival, if they walk into someone, they 5-man stack. Zion needs to be careful, but the Lord has spawned once again.
Yep, this is the Lord. I'm really hoping to see Revival take this time. I don't think they want to let this one go, because with this one, they could potentially close the game. They do have to make sure that the minions are pushed up in their favor, though. So still scattered across the map. Latte actually down bottom together with Azura X.
I don't like this positioning from Zion. It's a 3-man at the Lord Pit. Revival, you know, if they know Latte is not there, you better be sure Revival would jump in, heavy spin, catch Supergirl, and then after that, do Revival things, and then come back into the series. Don't forget, they do have super minions marching towards them. They need to take this Lord now. They have to force the issue. Revival still hiding behind, you know, Esther still hiding all the way back. Zion, on the other hand, they're starting to push the boundaries. They want to see how much they can push before Revival reacts.
They're hanging around the Lord, but they don't want to commit. It feels like the two teams are looking for opportunities elsewhere. If they manage to catch someone off guard, that's going to help the fight a lot more. So, and I think it feels like it is more on Zion to be able to do that, especially because Revival is perfectly fine fighting as a team.
Yeah, perfectly fine. I agree. Zion, on the other hand, look at Vanix's position. I don't think Revival knows where Vanix is. That's why Peace and QDX Love, they're sticking close by, but at the same time, Supergirl, you know, using the Wolf as the punching bag, try to bait out the Lord. But on the other hand, you know, Zion playing very safe. They're hiding in the trees. They don't say anything. They're waiting just to say hello at the very last moment when Revival gets caught with their pants down.
Yep, just freezing the waves up top, and once they clear it, they can go straight to the Lord, and that's going to set up so much control on their side, forcing Revival to react to the creeps up top. Bottom side also, they're pressuring down onto Ryan, who has pushed the waves up all the way to mid, but they do need to rotate back. Revival is pulling the trigger, heavy spin onto Supergirl. He's all alone, no one to save him. My goodness, he's shut down now, and the bad impact comes out onto Vanix, being chased down. He manages to get away now, but Zion completely moved away from the Lord Pit. They are displaced from this.
Oh, Supergirl, 60 seconds on the clock. Revival, this is time for you to take down the Lord. No one. It is absolutely free, and Revival may have a fighting chance going in. Now, using this Evolved Lord, they need to try to crack open the defenses of Zion. Queue it up before Supergirl comes back online. That is a massive mistake from Zion, and now Zion has to pay.
They were waiting so long, trying to set up the map for themselves to take this Lord. But the moment they showed that they were down, 2 of the members down chasing Ryan, they pulled the trigger, and right now, SUPERGIRL down. This was what happened last game. They don't want to lose that member. 25 seconds on the clock with the Lord coming down the mid lane. This is so dire.
This is so dire. Zion, look at Vanix. He's trying to set up the flank. This concave is a little bit too wide, and now Revival will try to pick.
Oh my goodness, 15 seconds. I don't know they can do it. Azura X, one more hit to his immortality. In the backline, Vanix causes some trouble. Swirled is trying to do it, but it doesn't matter. Revival actually goes straight for the core to end this game.
Revival coming back from the dead. 2-1. Look at